What's up guys, it's 42 Daily back here with another video, and today we're going to be talking about the one, the only Lazer Dim 700. So this video is going to be kind of a who is Lazer Dim 700. We're going to be talking about his come up, what he's doing right now, why he's different, why he's liked, why he's not liked, everything. We're going to be covering literally everything about Lazer Dim 700. If you don't know who he is, I'll get into all of that, but right now he's a rapper from Atlanta and he's blowing up like crazy. I am seeing promotions and just everything about this guy on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, Triller, Reddit, Discord, everything, every app, you name it. Lazer Dim 700 is being talked about it right now. He takes a lot of inspiration from rappers like Young Nudie, and he's pretty much himself, honestly. He's deep within the trap scene. I believe he's still out in Atlanta. He's traveling a lot, of course, since he just got signed, but basically Atlanta trap rapper, and everyone is loving his sound. A lot of people actually don't know his age, in which he said he's 21, so he's still pretty young too. The crazy thing is he's been making music for a while, which I'll get into later, but he's 21, which is pretty young, at least in my opinion, because I'm pretty old, I'm getting up there. But I guess a lot of people think that that's a little on the old side because you have rappers like Tana, Netspend, Osama Sun, who are all 18 or younger. But to be honest, 21 is still like in your prime. Now, he said he blew up from a music video, specifically the music video for Really What's Going On. But honestly, I think he's blown up due to just straight his personality. Honestly, his personality is the reason that he's blowing up. Personality-wise, he has been cooking up content on stream. He basically streams, and he's with like a lot of streamers, Bobbalam, plaqueboymax, Young Dabo, and a lot of other people in the underground community. And he's just showing off who he is as a person. The thing about it that makes it different is he doesn't really have this whole rare persona. Like, it's not like a Netspend thing or Osama Sun thing where they're not doing any interviews. They're rarely seen, and when they are, it's with people like Chief Keef or Ross Lynch, you know, kind of those vibes. But it's more like he's just doing content constantly, and he's just naturally a funny person. Because I think it's honestly having to do with the fact that he's like super relaxed. He doesn't care about what people think. He's nonchalant, and people love to see that because I'll be honest, a lot of people, and specifically rappers, are not doing that right now. He's just constantly on stream, being funny, previewing new music, just making good content. And when he's not like on stream on like Twitch or Kick or whatever it is, he's on Instagram Live just being funny. Like, I was watching his Instagram Live where he was rolling up on a bathroom floor in a restaurant or a store. Like, that's just some random stuff that he casually does throughout his day that people love to see because, I mean, the people in the live were loving it, the people that saw it on Twitter were loving it, TikTok, Instagram, everywhere. It's funny content. And he takes a lot of inspiration from streamers. In an interview, he was talking about, you know, streamers he takes inspiration from, and he was saying Kai Cenat because Kai Cenat just casually does whatever he wants, and that's what he wants to do, which is another Atlanta-specific inspiration because Kai Cenat right now is in Atlanta. He's pretty deep in the Atlanta scene, and it makes sense, honestly. I think that kind of casual content is what we need from rappers. A lot of rappers just think they're too cool for it, you know, that they don't need it, but in reality, a lot of streamers have more influence than actual rappers. So he's going about this in the proper way, honestly. And you may be thinking, you know, once he signs to a label, he's cooked, like the content's gonna get bad, it's not gonna be funny. The funny thing is, he actually already signed to a label, and he's been signed to a label for a while. I'm not sure the deal and like how it's set up, but I mean, they really haven't done anything bad for him. Honestly, it's been pretty good because they're probably paying for a lot of these promotions, or at least the promotions that were coming out first. And then once that happened, a lot of stuff was just picked up naturally and just fully organically. And I think another part of it is, you know, talking about how he's so casual and acts very relatable, is he still claims he's broke. Like, the guy is still saying in interviews that, oh, I'm broke, you know, I don't have any money, I'm working, I'm grinding, and I feel like that creates another part of just it being relatable. Now, I don't actually know if he's broke or not, but still, I mean, it's just the simple fact that he's a rapper who is acting like his audience, which is something we don't see. I mean, just think about the current underground rappers who are on top, and as well as the mainstream rappers. They do not act like their fans. And I think that's something that's gonna start happening soon. We're gonna see other artists start to realize that this is the new method and that it works. And hopefully they'll start to do it, because I think it's a good thing happening, because it causes just a better connection between the audience and the rapper. Speaking of numbers and songs, he actually just broke 100K on Spotify. More about his Spotify later. We'll talk a little bit about his discography, but there's some very funny things to cover about the Spotify. And if you know it already, you know where I'm going with this one. If you don't, just stay tuned and wait for the surprise. But anyways, back on the discography, he's actually been insanely active with dropping music. Another reason why I think this whole relatable persona works for him, because he's dropped specifically 16 different singles in 2024. And it wasn't like one album, 16 singles, but it was 16 separate singles in 2024, which I don't know how anyone does that, but I mean, apparently it's possible. Apparently, according to an interview that he had a few months ago, he said he has like 30 to 40 songs in the vault. He actually claimed he doesn't have many songs in the vault like other artists, and that's just because I think he drops a lot of what he has. So, I mean, 30 songs is still pretty good, and I know he's probably definitely working on that. So that number has since changed. He actually linked up with Tana too, so a lot of people were thinking they were going to collaborate on music. Apparently they were just hanging out because they're friends, just, you know, vibing and stuff, so they didn't actually make anything in the studio, but that could be an interesting collaboration for later. I'm expecting a lot of good collaborations to come from this kind of blow up. Honestly, I think a Young Nudie feature would go crazy. Not saying that's happening anytime soon, but in the future, I could definitely see it happening for multiple reasons. First off, I think sonically it would sound great. Second off, Lazer Dim, his relevance is really, you know, coming up. And also, they're both Atlanta rappers, so it just makes sense naturally. And the crazy thing is that his discography is actually pretty loaded. He's been dropping music since 2021, which has been like 3 years. And a lot of people are saying like, oh, he's just an overnight success, all this, all that. But, I mean, 2021, he's been in the game for a while. And so now back onto the topic of his Spotify, and specifically the interesting stuff going on with his Spotify. Basically, if you don't know, his Spotify was hacked last week, in which his About Me section had completely changed. I can't really share any of it because it's a little bit TOS. Also, when you click on his songs, the Spotify canvas shows some very interesting, intimate videos, if you will. I cannot play these at all, but I hope you kind of get the idea. I'll give reference to one. One is a specific Drake video that's been surfacing, so I'll just say that much. And a lot of the other videos that are on there are very similar to that, if not a lot more intimate, if you know what I mean. And yes, getting hacked on Spotify sucks, and it definitely sucks for him, but to be honest, it kind of worked out in his favor because a lot of people on Twitter were talking about it. Like, I saw it everywhere on Twitter. People were also trying to post it on Instagram, which was pretty risky because Instagram has some crazy TOS, so I don't know why people were doing that, but that's a tangent for another time. It created a lot of good PR around his name, and a lot of people thought it was funny, and it just added to the whole personality of Lazer Dim. Some people were actually speculating that he did it himself just to try to get the more buzz around his name. Honestly, I highly doubt he did, because you'd risk like losing your entire Spotify if you did that, so it just really made no sense. So to anyone who's saying that he did it out there, I disagree with that statement. I don't think he did, but still pretty funny, and a lot of people were talking about it. I believe his Spotify is not hacked anymore. They were able to figure it out, so it was only up for a week. But I mean, a week is a long time when you consider that the hack and like the videos were pretty insane on there. Overall though, I'm expecting a lot out of his future, because the virality and potential of virality with him as an artist and persona wise is just massive. And I expect to see a lot of big streamers start to want to have him on their stream. I don't know if like Kai Cenat, Aiden Ross, those guys, maybe long term in the future, but I'm just talking larger streamers in the rap space, also just larger streamers in general. I think it'd be a great situation for both people. It's a win-win situation, honestly, because it creates viral clips for both. So I think we'll definitely start to see that in the future. I think honestly, Lazer Dim is one of the most talked about underground rappers right now. I'd say probably besides Osama's Son, of course, Netspend, and then Ian also is getting a lot of buzz, which we can make a video on him if you guys want to see it, of course. I think Lazer Dim definitely has more eyes on him than Ian, but Ian is getting a lot of good cosigns, specifically Bronny. But I'll talk more about Ian later, of course, if you guys want it. Lazer Dim, though, I think honestly he has a lot of you know, a lot more potential within his career. I'm excited to see the artists he ends up working with, the streamers he ends up working with, and just the content he makes. I think a lot of people love it, and a lot of people are super attached to it, and I think it's only going to get better from here. And again, it's crazy to see that people believe this guy to be some overnight success, which is somewhat true when you consider, like, a lot of people have been just starting to talk about him recently. But I mean, he's been working at this for a while, he's been grinding for a while, so he's definitely not like an industry plant. He's nothing like that, honestly, and I'm excited to see where he goes. If he was a stock, I would definitely invest right now, because it's only up, honestly, from here. I'm excited though, overall. I hope you guys are. Let me know if you guys have listened to his music before, and if you haven't, let me know if you want to listen to it and, you know, talk about your favorite songs. If you don't have any favorite songs too, let me know why you hate them, because I think a lot of people like aren't huge fans of him, more so it's just persona, but of course he also has fans of his music as well. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know I enjoyed making this one. It was awesome to research about Lazer Dim and just learn more about who he is as an artist, as a person. I hope you guys found this video just informational and educational as well. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week though. Don't forget to like, subscribe, check out my Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. We're killing it everywhere. So yeah, just go check it out, leave a like, comment, everything. Hope you guys have a great rest of your week.